Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I want to start holiday cookie season with these wonderful cookies. They're called jam thumbprint cookies. They're very easy to make and extremely delicious, and they're filled with jewel-toned jams and preserves like apricot and raspberry. Here is the list of the ingredients, and also will be listed in the description box below. You will need 2/3 of a cup of butter at room temperature, half a cup of granulated sugar, 2 eggs, a cup and a half of flour, and a cup of walnuts. We're also gonna need a teaspoon of vanilla extract. As far as the jams that we're going to be using to fill our cookies in, I'm using apricot jam and a seedless raspberry jams. I'm going to transfer those into piping bags. Would be just easier to pipe them out. And now you understand why I came up with this recipe. I had half of a jar of each jam left and I just wanted to use it up. So I said to myself, yay, jam-filled cookies. In a large mixing bowl, we're gonna add our butter at room temperature and using electric hand mixer, which is gonna break it up and beat it for about a minute or so. At this point, we're gonna add our granulated sugar and we're gonna beat it for another minute just so those two are combined. You don't need to cream anything here for this cookie. At this point, we're just gonna add the egg yolks. The egg whites we're gonna use to dip our cookies and roll them in walnuts. But in this recipe, only 2 egg yolks go into the batter. So we're just gonna mix it also to combine and cream it just a little bit, maybe for a couple minutes or so. Then we're gonna add our flavoring, which is gonna be 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're gonna mix those two combine. And we're gonna start sifting in the flour. I'm gonna sift in half a cup at first so I could just combine it with electric mixer, but the rest of the flour is gonna get mixed in by hand. You don't need to use electric mixer at all. You can do this recipe completely by hand since there's no creaming, heavy creaming of the batter is needed. So we're just gonna sift in the rest of the flour, and I'm using the rubber spatula. I'm gonna form the dough. We're just gonna quickly incorporate all the flour into the batter, and that's it. We don't need to over mix our dough, otherwise your cookies are gonna come out very tough. I'm gonna leave this dough in the bowl since I'm gonna be using the ice cream scoop to scoop out the cookies. It would be just easier to scoop them out from the bowl, just go along the sides. I'm gonna cover it with Saran wrap and refrigerate it for at least an hour. In the meantime, I'm gonna chop the walnuts. You could chop them by hand very finely, or you could use this little food processor like I'm doing and just give it a couple pulses so it breaks the walnuts into smaller pieces. And we don't need to toast them, so they're gonna get toasted as the cookies are gonna get baked. Remaining egg whites we're gonna slightly beat with a whisk, and then we're just gonna set it aside because that's gonna be our glue to adhere the walnuts to our cookies. Our dough is chilled. Remove the plastic wrap, and using 1 teaspoon size ice cream scoop, we're gonna shape the cookies into 1-inch balls. So just roll each cookie into a ball and set it aside. Then we need to dip them. So we're gonna dip them in the egg whites and in the chopped walnuts. And that's why we didn't toast the walnuts, because I find that untoasted walnuts will adhere to your cookies much easier because of the oils that's in the walnut. So just roll them and place them on a lined baking sheet. Out of this dough, let's do a final countdown. We got 28 small cookies and 2 naked ones actually that I didn't have a walnuts to coat with. Now let's do the thumbprints, and normally you would actually use your thumb, but if you noticed I have nails. I don't want to do a nail print, so I'm just using a little measuring spoon to do that thumbprint indentation in the cookie. Bake your cookies at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 to 15 minutes, depending on the size of the cookies, or until they're slightly browned on the edges. And at this point, while they're still soft, you can go back with that measuring spoon and make this indentation in the middle of the cookie a little bit more pronounced. Then we're gonna cool them on the cooling rack, and after they're completely cooled, we're gonna fill them up with some jams and preserves. Today I'm using apricot jam and a seedless raspberry jam. You can use also cherry jam, would be great. Also, lemon curd or Nutella could be used. I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon.